To get rid of those pesky ads, request stories, listen to unlisted and bonus episodes, and to chat with the gang, support us by clicking the description link.
What is up, everybody?
Got a Thanksgiving bourbon cocktail. Pretty good.
Thanksgiving's here. All right, so here's the thing, people on live chat. When is it acceptable, socially acceptable, to start playing Christmas music? Answer that.
You know, I would like to say I did pretty good.
She said never.
In that I didn't start listening to it until this week.
After Thanksgiving.
I understand that.
Is when people get a tree.
I understand that.
You've been listening to it for 2 weeks.
A week. It's been so cold this week, though. And so it's felt more like Christmas, unlike the usual balmy, like 80 degrees in November. When it's that temperature, I've got no problem waiting. But it's been in the 50s and cold.
All right, it's not been in the 50s. It's been in the 70s.
No, it was in the 50s today. I had my seat warmer on and my steering wheel warmer on when I was going to Costco.
And just for the record, so you all know that I am inviting John and Nicole to my house for Thanksgiving. They don't have to come.
Dessert, because we're going to my aunt's. We are already committed.
Yeah, no, not for the actual meal. Whenever you can get over there, if you want to come before you go to your aunt's and get appetizers, or after you go to your aunt's and have dessert, that's totally fine.
No, I only want to do one horrible thing that day. Either go to your house or go to her house.
Well, you never come to my house, so you'll have to wait
This
until
was
December
your house
10th.
until someone decided to leave us.
Yep.
You know what? When Jen left, she said, "You know what? Fuck y'all. I'm out, bitches." To that effect. Not in those words.
I actually believe I cried, but okay. All right. What we got the surprise shot for?
I've got Grace is next on my list.
Grace. Surprise shots. Surprise shots. We don't know what they are because they're a surprise. All right. I made this shot up myself.
I take it it's a combo.
Maybe. Cheers.
Cheers.
I don't want to take a mirror shot.
Was it green apple?
No.
Peach.
Why do we do this, Jen?
What was with the peach? I don't know. It was good. Peach and raspberry vodka?
Yep.
Yeah.
It was a good.
Damn.
That was better than I thought it was going to be.
I'm proud of myself that I guessed that. That just means we drink a lot of alcohol.
Well, we've compressed in the last couple of years. We haven't been drinking yet. I like to eat turkey
in my big brown shoe.
Gobble gobble goo and gobble gobble giggle.
I wish that turkey only cost a nickel.
We're doing a Thanksgiving dinner story, and all right, tonight we're going to Costa Mesa, California, December 1st, 1991. It's a Sunday, 9 a.m. There is an apartment building, which I couldn't find out the exact apartment building, but at this apartment building, this man, this 20-something-year-old man, his name is Jose, he is sleeping, and all of a sudden he hears this knock at the door, this frantic knock at the door.
You are lucky a dog didn't start barking.
Yeah.
I thought it was frantic enough.
Might have to go old yellow that Murphy. That was I think over the line a little bit.
Stop it.
I'd say about 75% of your comments about Murphy are over the line.
He's just not like the other ones, you know? He's just, you don't think he's different? That's fucked up. I'm kidding, okay? It's a joke.
Can't joke about that. You cannot joke about another person's animal.
He is different than your dogs, but he's
a sweet boy.
He really is sweet. He's a good dog.
The sweet boy. Do not fucking say anything else. Move on.
No, go ahead. Say what you want to say. I want to hear it.
No, he's just being... He knows it gets to you, and that's why he does it. That's the only reason. It's like when he eats sunflower seeds in bed. It's like he knows it can drive me
in
nuts.
bed?
Oh my God. I hate it when I find seeds.
Are you a sociopath?
I spit him in a psychopath. I spit him in bottles. Ding.
Oh my God. It drives me fucking insane.
Ding. Ding. A lot of shit you do drives me insane.
That's fine. What do I do that drives you insane?
Oh my God. A lot.
Okay, go ahead.
Oh, it's like a couples therapy session because I'm a counselor.
Go ahead. Tell me. I'm perfect. I know.
I'm not going to get to that right now. Costa Mesa, California, an apartment building, December 1st, 1991. It's a Sunday. A man named Jose is sleeping. A knock at the door wakes him up. He shakes like... It's 9 a.m. He goes to the window and he actually answered too late. This woman who was knocking at his door had now got back into a red Corvette and was speeding off. He's like, okay, I don't even know anyone that drives a red Corvette. Like, I don't know.
Little red Corvette.
I don't know any other words. But
That's all we needed.
I was thinking that as well, though, but I didn't want to say it.
A few hours go by. It's around 1 p.m. The woman in the red Corvette comes back to this man's apartment, and the door was unlocked, and she forces her way in. This woman busts in Jose's apartment, and automatically he knew who it was. He had dated this girl. But let's be honest, he had loud. What? Don't you rush me.
This is really good.
Oh, what is it?
Apple cider, bourbon, nutmeg, cinnamon. What else?
This woman had busted into his apartment, screaming, like, he raped me, he tortured me, all kinds of stuff. And he's like, whoa, slow down. This woman's name is Omaima.
Omaima.
Omaima. I'm going to show you a photo of her and try to tell me what nationality she is. That's her right there. Omaima Nelson. I probably should show you a photo with not her like spread on the bed like that. Let me see.
It's very pretty.
All right.
Big hair.
Here's one that's probably better. So what nationality is she?
Is she like mixed? She's, I would say either like Latina or African American mix. She's lighter skinned.
Okay. Well, I wouldn't guess either. She's Egyptian.
Oh.
So this Egyptian, and she's beautiful. Beautiful girl, very exotic, bust in. Her name was Omaima Nelson. Now this is December 1st.
We're past Thanksgiving here.
We're past Thanksgiving. But she says that on Thanksgiving, my husband tied me up. He's been raping me for days. He's been beating me.
And marital rape is real, y'all. Just because you're married to someone doesn't mean that you always consent to, sleep with them.
This guy, Jose, he knows her because they've dated in the past.
Jose is the husband?
No. Jose is, let me back up. This woman, this 23-year-old woman, Omaima Nelson, bust into her friend's apartment building, December 1st, 1991. This friend knew her. You don't forget a face like that. And they had dated in the past.
Got it.
She's frantic. She's scraped up. She's bleeding. She's talking just real fast. Like, my husband, he was raping me and tying me up and all this stuff. And he's like, calm down. So she tells him this horrible story. Now they've dated in the past and he really likes her. They have good chemistry. So he's like, slow down. Tell me what happened. She says, he was pimping me out to different men for money. He was taking advantage of me. We had just got married 4 weeks ago and it's been a living hell. And he tied me up and he raped me repeatedly. So I smashed a lamp on his head and may have killed him.
Oh. Self-defense?
Okay. My husband, let me show you a photo of him. Oh my God. I cannot fucking believe you haven't heard this case. I thought I was.
Natasha says she's lived in California all her life and she hasn't heard the story.
I fucking thought I was preaching to the choir. Holy titties. This is a fucking story to tell your kids.
Or not.
Isn't it funny that like your family has a history of preaching and you kind of have your own way of preaching?
23-year-old Omaima, beautiful Egyptian, bust in. Hey, I killed him I think I killed him. Self-defense, she was tied up. Luckily, the ropes weren't that tight or tight enough where she couldn't wiggle out. She just grabs the first thing she can, a lamp that's on the side of the bed, and smashes his head. That doesn't kill him, of course, but then she, does the rest because of self-defense. Because if she didn't, he would get up and...
Well, hang on. What do you mean by does the rest?
What kills him? Slices him up.
Slices him up?
Like carves him like a turkey? Like,
does she have an electric knife or do we have...
Just
like those electric turkey
plug
in, it's like zzz.
Which I don't understand why you need that. Like,
is it really
why
easier?
is this motion like that hard?
According to Omaima's later statement, Bill, her husband, this is her husband right here. If you want to describe him. Now, she is 23 years old. How old is he?
Oh, he old.
40.
He old.
You think he's 40 years old, Jen? I'm almost fucking 40 years old.
He's got to be in his 50s.
He's 56 years old.
Well, and he's not an attractive 56 either.
What do you mean? I mean, he's an old 56-year-old.
Yeah, I'm saying he
looks like 65.
What are you like looking at? Like,
I'm saying he's like, he looks even older than 56.
You like the old men.
My God.
That's what you're saying. You like that silver fox. What's his name? Andrew Carson or whatever.
Who's Andrew Carson?
That guy with the hair, the gray hair.
You mean Anderson Cooper?
Anderson Cooper.
He's gay. He's like not even part of the
But he
equation.
is a silver fox.
Yeah, he's gay until he gets the right puss.
No.
No.
No, he's not interested.
She says that she just killed her husband, 56 years old, Bill Nelson. And I'll put all these photos on talkmurder.com. You definitely want to see these photos. They are public. He tied her up on Thanksgiving Day and raped.
Public or pubic?
He tied her up on Thanksgiving Day and he raped her repeatedly. According to Omaima's later statements, Bill, her husband, abruptly changed from a caring suitor to a cruel, demanding husband who raped and beat her. Omaima claimed that Bill tied her to the bed and proceeded to cut at her breast and thighs with a knife. She struck back. She felt for and found a pair of scissors on a night table and stabbed at Bill. This was after the lamp incident.
Got it.
Okay, so what do you want me to do about it? That's what Jose says. Like, go to the police. Like, why'd you come here? What do you need?
Yeah, I feel like when you confess a murder to someone, it puts them in an awkward situation because, you want to be a good friend and help your friend figure out what to do, but at the same time, you should probably report that someone has been murdered.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I feel like I wouldn't want to be put in that situation, but I would like to think that I would report to the authorities. But then they would say, well, how do you know this has happened? And then I would have to say, well, my friend told me, and then I would be narking on my friend. I don't know, no one, actually, I don't want to be in that situation. No one please report that you've murdered someone.
I'm literally the guy that would put you in that situation, Jen, and probably will in the next few years.
This is a call for help.
Niquiz is not the victim. I think I'll be able to figure out what to do because that would be really putting me in an awkward situation.
Jen, and before Nicole and I married, you have to always make sure of one thing. It's a test before you even marry, because if they can't pass the test, you don't marry them.
What's
End
the
of
test?
fucking story.
What's the test?
You say, hey, would you bury a body with me?
Did he ask you that?
If she is a down bitch, then she would help you bury the body. She'll even bring her own damn shovel.
Well, what did she say?
He did not ask me this question.
You asked neither Nicole nor myself.
Well, I forgot to ask.
I think he just made some assumptions that I'd be down.
Yeah, I don't know.
It's, situational dependent.
So Jose says, well, go to the police. He raped you. He was beating you.
Self-defense.
Self-defense. Well, it's not that simple, she says. So I did kill him, and I need to dispose of what's left of him, and I need your help. Okay, so she takes him out to the Corvette and she says, this is what I mean. This guy confesses that to the police that he was shown by Omaima, his once girlfriend, a quote, trash bag containing human organs, end quote. So, all right, I killed him by accident, self-defense. Okay, I need you to help me bury the body, to dispose of him. Okay. Well, I need to show you one thing first. So I brought this as a little sampler pack. This is just some human organs here.
Preview here.
Now, inside the bag were
Appetizer, if you will.
Ew. Oh, no. No, I don't like that. No.
So she had brought one garbage bag of organs in the Corvette, the red Corvette. Which,
How many garbage bags of organs did she have?
But also, you've already taken the time to predispose the body. You've already removed organs, and you're already in the middle of this.
well, they do things a little different in Egypt. Okay.
Well, in Egypt, they're used to mummifying the bodies. You
Removing
respect
the
the
organs.
dead.
All right.
Yeah.
So this friend goes out and he sees a quote, trash bag containing human organs. The organs that I later found out were lungs, and they had black spots on the lungs. Do you want
Oh.
to take a guess what?
He was a smoker.
He was a smoker. Damn, Jen. So they found the organs. They were lungs, and they had black spots on them. That showed that it didn't prove that that was him, but he was a smoker. All right. So he would have those spots on him. Jose goes back inside and says, all right, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to get a truck. I have a friend who has this pickup truck. We're going to go back to your house in Costa Mesa. We're going to put the garbage bags of your husband, however many garbage bags there may be left, and we're going to dump them. Okay, good. Sounds like a plan. Now, this guy is also the same age. This is something that they would do together. But instead, this guy goes to a payphone and contacts the police. So right now you have a very weird situation, a bad situation for her, because she has not had time to clean up the crime scene because she put her faith in this guy that she used to have sex with a year ago to do the right thing. And instead he goes to a payphone and he contacts the police. The police show up at his apartment minutes later and they confront her, and she is going on about how she's getting raped and tied up, and they're like, well, did you kill him? No, I didn't kill him. He's on vacation in Florida, right?
Did she lie about that?
So they ran the Corvette tags and they saw that they were his tags, and which is not a weird thing because they were married. They've been married for a whole 4 weeks.
Not a long time.
So they look into the Corvette and then they see that those trash bags of organs. Before we get to the apartment, I kind of want to tell you a little bit about Omaima. So this is Bill right here in the...
Is it bad that when I hear Omaima, I think of Aunt Jemima?
I know you're going to say that.
Rhymes.
You knew I was going to say that?
Yeah, I know you, Jen. All right, so this is Bill.
It's a nice car.
Yeah.
It is. My dad used to have a gold Corvette.
So that was Bill and his ex-wife. 56-year-old Bill, he was actually old enough to be her father. 5 children of his own, 17 grandchildren.
17 grandchildren?
Big family.
Dang.
She would later say, I don't remember how I killed him. All I remember is that I get up, like I said, and I find him. He's in a trash bag. So this is her right here. So she's very attractive, as you see, right? Let me see. This is her.
You said this is 83?
No, this is 91.
91. Okay,
Yeah.
sorry.
So she's...
Last case was
Right.
Yeah, exactly. So she is Egyptian born. Of the time that she killed her husband, she was 23 years old. She was born in a poor village. Her father was extremely violent, very bad temper, and that part in Egypt where she grew up was extremely poor. So this woman, Omaima Nelson, immigrated from Egypt by herself at 18 because she had to get out of the strict poverty situation that she was living in and the strict abusive relationships of her father. The village that she lived in actually did the ceremony with her. It's basically the female equivalent to circumcision. When they move the clitoris, remove it, like cut it off. They held her down. These women in this village held her down and cut it off with no anesthesia or anything. They cut it off. The reason this is important is because from now on, and the reason they do this is so sex will always be extremely painful to her, right? And plus it's a very traumatic experience. And in that place...
I'm going to need some more cocktail after that one.
Yeah, take...
In that specific region in Egypt, and a lot of places I've been to in the military as well, if you are found not to be a virgin, no man will marry you at all. And that's still like that today too. Not in America, obviously, but in those Middle Eastern countries, a lot of those countries are like that. So she was found not to be a virgin. They basically circumcised her. They cut off her clitoris, and then no man would even...
You know what's also like fucked up is that's not the female equivalent of circumcision.
No.
Like men can still experience
I know,
pleasure. But I know, but like that's what people say, but like that's not, it's not the same thing.
No.
It's not the same thing.
So that, like, I kind of want you guys to think about that too, because she...
Damn.
Number one...
I wasn't expecting that.
She grew up in this horrible situation. Her father not only abused her, but also the mother. The mother grabbed her daughter when Omaima was a child, smaller, and brought her to Cairo. The city's called the City of the Dead. Is basically ramshacks, these slum conditions that are pressed up to graveyards. The whole place is a graveyard, like actual cemetery, dead people graveyard. And then that's why it's called the City of the Dead. So she married an American, actually. She met a man, an oil man who was in Egypt at the time. They married. He brought her back to Texas. That's how she gets her green card, I guess. They're married, but then he immediately divorces her. So now she's over in America. She has no job. She's still a teenager. So he divorced divorced her when she was 19 years old. She's still a teenager. She can't even speak English. She has no family over here. She has no job skills, nothing. All she has is her looks. She's very beautiful, very exotic, and men love that.
And she would need to figure out something, otherwise she would be deported, right? Because if she was
No.
married via, like, if she was
You
recently
wouldn't deport
divorced.
her. What?
Yeah.
If you're married here, you're good.
But if
right?
they were divorced, no.
Oh, once you get divorced, they take your green card
No,
away?
you have to be married for a certain period of time.
Oh, really?
I didn't know that.
That's fucked up.
I think it's you have to be married at least a year, I want to say, but I could be wrong.
So she had to use her looks to get by, and she did that by meeting men at bars. She would jump from one relationship to the next. She would get money from these men. She was a hustler, basically, and she was hustling these men. That's all she could do, really. And at 23 or 22 at the time, she was in a bar, and she meets this man, Bill Nelson, and they were actually extremely good together. They bonded really good. So they were married for about 1 month. He actually
How long did they know each other before they got married?
1 month. Like it was like right then.
So they knew each other for a total of 2 months when he died.
Yeah, exactly. Well, so they were actually married for 3.5 weeks. That's the exact. So he actually was a computer engineer and a very successful one. He worked for this company, and the president of that company, her name was Sue Swanson. She said the following, quote, "They were real quiet, mysterious people. He met the girl and all of a sudden they were married." So they were married relatively quick. If you look at all the crime scene photos, you see all the computer chips and stuff that, show that he was a computer engineer guy. I'm going to show you some of these crime scene photos real quick. That's her. Let's see. So this is some of the stuff that we're going to talk
Some
about.
stuff wrapped in tinfoil for leftovers.
Yeah. So this is the bed right here. How much blood is on this bed?
A lot.
A lot.
There's a lot of blood on this bed. So her story right now is that she was tied up on the bed. She does have marks all over her body. So it does seem like she was being sliced. But that's a lot of blood right there. That's a lot of blood. So when she is arrested, first she says that I didn't kill my husband. He's in Florida. Obviously they find the organs and they go and test them. They come back as Bill's organs. All right. Well, I didn't kill him. 2 other guys came in and killed him.
Oh.
Okay. Well, they quickly
Dismiss that.
dismiss that. And then next she says, okay, I killed him, but I was told to by demons, right? Demons told me to do it. They didn't find the whole body at first because it was in, quote, too many pieces, but they knew that it was all pieces from the same male. They eventually matched his fingerprints and everything else. The detective said that Omaima showed them scars where her abusive husband had tortured her. Inside a plastic bag, police found a pair of legs severed at the knees. In a cardboard box wrapped in newspaper, detectives uncovered a pair of hands, human hands. These are Bill's hands right here.
Detached from the body.
Yeah, detached from the body, which I don't know why they blurred that out. It's so fucking weird.
Maybe because it's like
the open
graphic content.
Yeah.
What the whole fucking thing is graphic
Yeah,
content.
but
But
then
it's
you're
less
gonna see the
graphic
blood
than
and
seeing
kind
the
of-
bones that are
Well, they could
attached.
just crop the image. Like, I don't know. Fuck. Anyway, so they go into the apartment. She's like, okay, yeah, I killed him. It was in self-defense. Police say that they found a plastic bag with a pair of legs severed at the knees, a cardboard box. Also in that box, wrapped in newspaper, was a pair of hands which had been cooked in oil. So those hands you just saw was cooked in oil. A mattress on the bed was drenched in dried blood, which you saw. And the family freezer contained several small portions of Bill, which is crazy. Like that sentence,
Kill Bill.
Yeah.
quote, small portions of Bill.
Yeah.
It's like small portions of gin.
Or, turkey.
Yeah.
I don't even know what a small portion of me would include because like all of my I'm tall, so like even my feet are long.
So here's what he thinks in
A
here.
small portion of me would be like what, a section of my leg or something.
I'm gonna go with that's a buttock.
That is probably a heart.
All right, so this is all the cut up body parts right here
Are
and
those
here.
spices like what is ground chicken?
Ground chicken and stuff. So they had cooked a Thanksgiving dinner, and all of this stuff stuff was mixed in with the Thanksgiving leftovers, yeah. You see blood.
I'm like not as excited to make my turkey on Wednesday.
Yeah, maybe I'll just get a turkey breast so I don't have to like get in there.
The family freezer contained several small portions of Bill, neatly wrapped in aluminum foil. Hardened detectives were chilled to discover the head of Bill Nelson is in one of those larger packs. So this is actually wrapped in aluminum foil. This is the head, or at least portions of the head. I'll show you right here. This was portions of the head right
his
there.
His brain or like his head? Like,
his head. So the portions of it, they pulled this out of the freezer.
No, I don't like that. I do not.
I don't remember how I killed him, she said. All I remember, I get up, like I said, and I find him, he's in the trash bag. Something inside me told me I had to do it like demons. This is familiar if you listen to the Nico Jenkins case. He was an Egyptian, but he kind of went through this whole Egyptian defense where this serpent god told him to kill. She says there were, quote, 2 women with blood all over them, and they walked in and said that, quote, he must die. They knew that she cooked the body parts, right? But they didn't realize that she consumed them until they actually weighed out the body parts. All the body parts found in the house, they weighed them out and realized that about 100 pounds of Bill were missing. She had basically cooked these parts, deep fried them in the same deep fryer they used to deep fry their turkey, and started eating them. She was trying to get rid of the body, but then she ate 100 pounds of this guy, and then realized
how over like a period of like a week.
Yeah, and then she realizes that it's just too much, so she started trying to get him down the garbage disposal, and then it was just too much. She's too much of a human.
That's a lot of food per day. There's a lot of pounds.
There's even reports that she would like dip this guy the parts in barbecue sauce to make it taste better, I guess. Anyway, I know it's kind of fucked, right? All right. Well, what do you think?
We're trying to come up with some clever title options for you right now.
I don't have any thoughts. Like that's just no. I don't know.
So what happened to her? What happened to her?
What do you think happened to her?
I hope she got locked up.
Oh, well, yeah, but for how long?
Life.
Yeah, 20 years.
Now,
20 years.
Since I'm pairing this with another story that's eerily similar, which we're about to get into, so this one's kind of short, but what I didn't mention is he was actually a felon himself. He was a pilot at one point. They think he worked with the CIA, like this is the Bill guy, and he did get caught transporting drugs back into America. So he had a prison stint and all this stuff. So the defense really thought that he may have been torturing her and beating her. Plus, you got to remember, when she has sex, it is extremely painful to her because of, obviously her...
The female
mutilation.
Yeah, the mutilation, yeah. It's extremely painful for her. So there is a lot of times where she could go basically out of body. And she said that she did at that point. She went out of body. But, however, her story was that she was tied to the bed by Bill. But then again, you look at the blood on the bed and you realize that he was tied to the bed. Here's what happened. She used her sexual prowess to get him aroused. He says, "What do you want me to do?" She says, I want to tie you up. At that point, he's tied up. He can't go anywhere. She's demanding whatever she wants. This has happened many times before with her to other men. She would tie him up, demand money, stuff like this. And when they don't deliver, that's when she goes crazy. So that's what happened here. She is sentenced in 1991 to 27 years to life in prison. She did not get first-degree murder. She got second-degree murder. And she has been on parole. And her last parole was denied, I believe, in 2019. She had one before that, denied in 2011. It is most likely she is going to get out very soon, and honestly, I'm okay with that because looking at her life growing up and shit like that, the only thing I have, in my opinion, is that she doesn't have, what's she going to do when she's out, right?
Yeah.
She's going to do this shit again.
I would kind of imagine she would be deported.
Let's see what happens. It depends. I mean, I feel like it depends on who's in office when she gets.
Yeah. So Jasmine, she got second degree. She was going to get first degree, but they found out that from her testimony that it seemed likely that he was abusive to her. And I believe that they really kind of felt bad for her because her childhood is fucking horrible. It was horrible growing up. It was either 4 or 7. When she was that young, all the village women held her down and castrated her. I mean, that alone, she would get abused and she would get raped. And even at that young age, so she gets raped. Well, now she's not a virgin. So now no man wants to marry her. Over there, it's different. So if you're a woman over there, like you don't work at all, like at fucking all, right? And especially the part I was into, like you don't fucking work. If your husband divorces you, which is really easy to do, you know, he's got 4 fucking other wives.
Right.
If he divorces you, you're fucked. Like you are literally fucked. You know what I'm saying? Kind of fucked up, but anyway. What do you guys think? So she is currently up for parole and everything else.
Crazy.
Yeah. I think she could have got away with it if she just didn't trust. I mean, she just kept eating. I think she would have got away with it. You know? All right. Until next time, good night, you lovely, lovely people.